Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great week so far. This week's video is going to continue the series on optimizing 2018 about personal goals. That can sometimes be the very thing that we want to leave for last. I mean, everything else is so urgent, right? Why do we have to stop and take care of those personal goals? Those usually get shoved under the carpet, shoved under the bed, and left for last until they actually don't get done. So one of the most important things we can actually do is a personal goal. And prioritizing your personal goals so you take care of you makes it so that you can actually do everything else better. In fact, if you don't take care of your personal goals, the rest of your goals are going to crumble around you. So it's very important to take care of your personal goals. So one way you can know what you need for a personal goal is to take an inner inventory. What is really going on inside of you? What goals do you need to make? Do you create enough margin in your life? If you don't have enough margin, that means all of your schedule is shoved all the way to the edges of your planner. You have no white space. You have no time for prayer, meditation, reflection, thinking about the needs that you have as an individual, as a spirit, as a mind, as a heart, and in your body. Are you taking the time to assess that? If you don't take a few minutes every week, a couple of times a week, to check on yourself to see how you're doing emotionally, physically, mentally, then you're probably missing a lot of things that need maintenance. You would never go a year without getting an oil change on your car. What do you think happens to your mind, body, and spirit if you go all year and don't take time to take care of yourself? So, how do you listen to your soul's needs? You need to pay attention. You need to pray. And for those of us who are Christians, you have the power of the Holy Spirit to search you. In Psalm 139, it says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and find out what are those anxious thoughts inside of me." And help us, the Holy Spirit can help us do better at assessing what we need than we could do on our own. So that's an exciting and wonderful thing that you can use as a Christian to assess what your goals ought to be. Allow God to help you direct that. So seek regular nourishment for your mind, for your body, for your spirit. Take time to nourish those things. Look for positive input. Look for things that you can watch. Like this would be an example, watching things that inspire you, that help keep you grounded in what you need. Make sure that you put that input into your life. Do inspirational readings every day. We get plenty of negative input every day. Find positive input that's going to be there for you on a regular basis. Subscribe to something online that's going to give you that regular positive input. Find some quiet time to do a little reading that's going to help lift you up and nourish your mind. Learn something new every week. Make it a point of learning something new. The more you learn, the younger your brain will stay. So if you keep learning new things, learning how to do new skills, that actually helps you in your brain's health. So doing Scrabble, doing mental activities that are both relaxing and fun also help nourish your brain. So create margin in your schedule. If you don't schedule time to have margin, to have quiet time and personal space, that's not going to happen. We know if it doesn't get scheduled, it doesn't get done. So take time to schedule reflection moments. And then when you're listening to your soul's dreams, make sure that you pay attention to your dreams. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a kid? What did you want to be 5 years ago? Have you even taken time to really reflect on, how was I made? How was I formed? What are the passions of my heart? Where does my mind go? Is it going in a good place? If it's not, then you may need to seek healing for those things. And look for the things that you're naturally guarded to. Are you a social justice person? Do you love feeding the homeless? Are you concerned about pets? What are your passions? What kind of things might be a hobby for you? Have you explored learning how to do a new skill that could be a hobby that could also nourish your brain with creativity? Have you learned to knit? Have you learned to paint? Have you learned to, I've recently decided I love making jewelry, so that's kind of a fun thing to do. I love to paint, even though I'm not a naturally gifted artist. It's something that helps the brain create and relax and dream. Find spaces to scribble and dream and think and sing and play. Play is important to adults. It's very important for part of your personal goals to be exploring dreams and listening to stories and finding fun things that you can do that make life more alive. Know who you are. Take time to pay attention to your identity. What kind of a person are you? And that's not in a negative way, but think about all the positives and the strengths of who you are. Are you someone who loves words, someone who loves numbers, someone who loves to organize, someone who loves to make messes? What kind of person are you? And embrace that and find ways to make that a positive in your life. Look for support. Find people that are going to encourage who you are. Make your circles more about life-giving people feeding into you and you feeding back into them. Create mutually healthy relationships around you. That's really important. And seeking to set healthy boundaries. That's something that we don't naturally know how to do. So if you've never read the book Boundaries by John Townsend and Henry Cloud, you really should look into it. It's awesome. It talks about how you are responsible for being the person God called you to be. Other people are responsible for being the person they are called to be. And when we're trying to make other people responsible for us, or when other people are trying to make us responsible for things that they should be responsible for, that's a violation of boundaries. So knowing where you stop and other people begin is boundaries. And if you know how to set healthy boundaries, you can do it calmly, eventually, and be able to set parameters that keep your life peaceful and healthy. And that's a good personal goal to set. If you haven't ever explored that, that can be a goal for you, and I've already helped you set a goal. So know your true identity, know your boundaries, verbalize when you are making a change, who you're becoming. Let's say you're quitting smoking. I am not a smoker. Not, I'm going to quit. Define yourself that way. I'm a non-smoker. If you are eating healthy, say, I am a healthy eater. Not, I'm on a diet. Not a temporary thing, but give yourself that identity of who you're becoming. I am becoming a healthy person. I am entering a new stage in my life where everything I do is going to be about my health. So I'm a peaceful person. When you're getting rid of those things that have interrupted your personal peace, I'm becoming a peaceful person. So state those truths about who you're becoming and believe in them. It's great power that we have to speak the truth of who we're becoming over ourselves. Our brains believe it, and our activities will follow, and so will our feelings. So make sure you use that trick to do those personal goals. Make part of that goal setting a goal to state yourself as who you are becoming. Declare your goals aloud. Make sure you speak them aloud to yourself and to somebody that will hold you accountable. It's great to have an accountability partner that you can trust who will speak truth in love to you. Both of those are important. Speaking truth and in love are both very important in an accountability partner. Get circles of people that are going to support you and write down your goals so that you're going to hold yourself accountable and put them where you're going to show them to yourself every day, where you'll see it, like on the refrigerator or on your dashboard of your car or beside your computer or on your bathroom mirror. Somewhere you will see them every day, and render those goals in positives. I am becoming, I'm looking forward to, not negatives, not punitive types of ways of setting goals, but positives. I'm going to reach this benchmark by this time. Make sure they're SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time specific. I am becoming a healthy person is not a goal. It's part of a goal to say that to yourself. But I am reducing my caffeine intake by half this month, and again by another half next month, so that by the third month I will be taking a quarter of the caffeine that I would normally have had every day. So that's specific, it's measurable, it's actionable, it's realistic to cut back slowly, and it's time related. So that would be an example of a personal goal that you can set that would be a SMART goal. So if you have trouble deciding what goals you should have and where your purpose is, consider hiring a life coach, because that can really be a helpful thing to you. It's not something you would have to do for a long term, but short term, somebody can help you. Or you can consult someone who's a person of wisdom in your life, a pastor, a really good friend who's been a little bit farther along than you in life, somebody that you consider a wise counsel. You should always try to find someone in your life that can be objective as well. A family member can sometimes do that and sometimes not. It just depends on your situation. So I hope that that's helpful for you in setting realistic, sustainable, personal goals. Make sure you make those a priority, because remember, you are the only you can be. And you're the vessel through which all the other blessings that God intended for others to receive in your life will have those things poured. So if you aren't taking care of your vessel, then no one else will receive the blessings they need to receive from you either. So make yourself a priority and have a fabulous and blessed week. Bye-bye.